Hey guys, welcome back. If you've been watching our episodes on keeping bees lately, we have one hive of bees that we like to show the maintenance we're doing. Then you might have noticed that we put in beetle traps and we're trying to control hive beetles. Now I think the beetle traps are doing good enough that between the bees and the beetle traps, the bees are able to keep the hive beetles under control. However, I'd like to see no hive beetles if I can help it. But the difficult thing about our situation is that the bees are in a very shady area, and in my opinion, I think the soil is well hydrated. So that's ideal conditions for hive beetles to thrive. So that's going to make getting rid of the hive beetles pretty difficult, usually. However, the good thing is, you know what else likes really shady areas with moist soil? Nematodes. Now, I'm doing an experiment for you guys because the type of nematodes I'm using, have you ever seen these nematodes? They're marketed as lawn and garden nematodes, and there's no specific instructions or suggestion that these particular type of nematodes can help with hive beetles. There actually is another type of nematode, H. indica, which is actually known to help with hive beetles. But since you can order these nematodes conveniently from Amazon, I figured what I'd do is invest in this experiment, put nematodes down for you guys, and then see how it's doing. If in a couple of weeks we don't see any improvement in the hive beetle population, then at that point we can assume that maybe we just need a different type of nematodes, if any nematodes at all are going to help with it. So for the purpose of learning and seeing if you could find a convenient source of obtaining your own nematodes for hive beetle control, we're going to start with these lawn and garden nematodes that you could easily just order from Amazon and see if they could still work to control hive beetles. If they don't work, and I think even regardless, I'm still going to put down the other nematodes in a couple of weeks that are known to help with hive beetles, just to do the best we can to get rid of these hive beetles. The benefit to this idea of putting down these nematodes, even though they may not help with hive beetles particularly, they also help with ants, they also help with any sort of garden pests and lawn pests. I'm not going to say any sort of, but many other different types of pests that would eat lawn and garden, these type of nematodes still can help with. And I did put an ant shield down on my hive before, and it's worked against the larger ants, the white-footed ants, the carpenter ants. But I have noticed sometimes that the tiny pharaoh ants still end up getting up in there. And what I've been doing to help keep them out is using some soap and water just to wash away their trail, and that usually holds them off for a few days at least. So it would be nice to find out that maybe these nematodes could also get rid of the ants that are constantly trying to get in. So I guess at least we know that the ant shield works for some of the larger ants, but we also know that these very tiny ants still are finding their way up in there, and hopefully the nematodes for the lawn and garden will still help with that. Alright, so now on to the application. When you order your garden and lawn nematodes, the kind that you can get from Amazon, like I did, there's actually instructions that come in the packet with the nematodes. I thought they would be outside of the same plastic bag that nematodes are kept in, but nematodes themselves have their own little pouch, and then there's another pouch that still contains that pouch as well as the instructions. Since I ordered 50 million nematodes, that's supposed to be good for about 3,000 acres. So according to these instructions, what you do is you irrigate the soil first, which you see me doing here. Then, once you're done irrigating the lawn, you could use 1 to 5 gallons of water, and the instructions specify that they don't really think the amount of water is really all that critical. Just pour your nematodes in 1 to 5 gallons of water and stir them for about 30 seconds. You want to let them soak. You can apply them with a hose end sprayer or with a pump sprayer, but in my case you could also apply them with a watering can, and that's what I'm going to do here. After you apply them, they say to irrigate the soil immediately afterward as well. And that's all there is to it. We're going to find out in a couple weeks whether or not this helped our bees get rid of the hive beetles. And then we're going to try again with the correct type of nematodes, which are known to help with small hive beetles. So we'll find out in a couple weeks. Stay tuned. Alright guys, it's been a couple weeks since we put down those garden nematodes that we got from Amazon, so let's take a look at it and see if we notice any difference with how many hive beetles we caught. Okay guys, so it's been 2 weeks since we put down the garden nematodes that we got from Amazon, and we're going to take a look at the hive beetle traps to see if there's a reduction in the number of hive beetles. And we don't know if this will work. Technically it shouldn't work because supposedly you need the H. indica nematodes to attack hive beetles, but we're going to see if there's fewer hive beetles. Oop. And there's actually a lot of hive beetles here, so I don't think those Amazon nematodes did anything. I'm going to try to get this closer in frame.
Well, it's been 10 days or so, right?
Oh yeah, also it's been about 10 days, Dan points out, because we had the hive inspection after our inspection, and we wanted to leave them alone a little longer because we didn't want to disturb them too much.
2 weeks now, actually.
Let's see, it was Thursday. Yeah, this will be 2 weeks then, because this is Thursday.
Maybe it's not that much.
Yeah, so maybe it's but regardless, we are seeing hive beetles there. And according to one video I've seen on the H. indica nematodes, it takes a while for them to become effective, where you'll actually see that they've gotten rid of the hive beetles. But according to one of those videos, he actually saw no more hive beetles after he started applying the H. indica. I believe it's pronounced Heterorhabditis indica to be specific, but you know, if you know H. indica, that's all you have to know to order those things. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of hive beetles caught, so if nothing else we've learned from this demonstration, yeah, that if you put them toward the outside, that really does seem to be much more effective. And hopefully the bees are doing a little better because of it. So yeah, if there's anything that was worth learning in this video so far, is that what the hive inspector pointed out to us. Regarding putting the beetle traps toward the outside, almost to the complete extreme outside. Okay, so now we're going to play a little game called Trying to Find the Queen and Also Not Kill Her.